Hey guys, it's Vina and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another recommendation video, and that is an if you like this, try this video. So I've seen a few different people doing this where they'll take a more popular, well-known story and recommend a less well-known book for readers of the more popular book. And I just think that it's a really great idea. I think that it's a great way for people to find new books and authors that they may not have heard of before, and also just branching out of their reading comfort zones and finding new books to read that they may enjoy. I'm just very excited to be doing this video, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. I will be putting timestamps in the description box, so if you want to skip to a certain point in the video, if you'd like to look at specific recommendations that I have, you can use those timestamps to skip ahead to any section of the video. So let's just get into the recommendations. My first recommendation is, if you liked Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, you might also like Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. So I said in a previous video that I didn't like the comparison between Sorcery of Thorns and Diana Wynne Jones's writing because I feel like Howl's Moving Castle is just so much better. But there are some similarities between the two books, and so if you do like Sorcery of Thorns, you definitely might want to check out Howl's Moving Castle. So this book follows Sophie Hatter, who one day is cursed by a witch to become an old woman, and she goes to work as a housekeeper for the wizard Howl, who is the only person who can take away her curse. The problem is she can't tell him that she's cursed. So the similarities between these books are, number one, they both heavily feature wizards. In Sorcery of Thorns, they are called sorcerers, and in Howl's Moving Castle, they are wizards, but both of them heavily feature wizards as a major plot point in the story. Both Howl's Moving Castle and Sorcery of Thorns have demons in them. In Howl's Moving Castle, there are fire demons who some wizards use to strengthen their own powers. In Sorcery of Thorns, all wizards need to use demons to be able to use their magic. And in both books, demon characters are major characters in the story and have a lot of influence on the plot. And both are set in a Victorian-esque time period in a fantasy world. And so I do feel like there are some similarities. While I did enjoy Howl's Moving Castle more, if you enjoyed Sorcery of Thorns, you might definitely want to check this out. My next recommendation is, if you enjoyed The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, you might also enjoy The Fountains of Silence by Ruta Sepetys. So this book follows a group of people who are living in Spain during the Franco dictatorship in the 1950s. So this basically follows a family and a boy named Daniel who is on vacation from America in Spain. And this book basically takes place over the summer during Daniel's vacation in Spain and what happens there. So I honestly would recommend all of Ruta Sepetys' books if you liked The Book Thief. This is just my favorite out of the ones that I've read. I've only read two, but I feel very comfortable recommending this author because she's such a fabulous writer. She does such a great job just capturing the humanity of her characters and bringing light to historical events that don't really get a lot of exposure in historical fiction. And so the reason that I think that you would like this if you enjoy The Book Thief is, number one, both are historical fiction. Both The Book Thief and The Fountains of Silence focus very, very much on the humanity of the characters. And neither The Book Thief nor The Fountains of Silence have a very firm plot line. They're both very much focused on their characters and their interactions, both with other characters and with the historical period that they live in. Both of these books are very moving. They deal with some very horrible times in history, and they do so unflinchingly. They don't sugarcoat what was happening at the time, and I think that's very important. They're both very honest, and at times very, very sad because of that. Both also have very unique writing styles. The Book Thief is narrated by Death, and in The Fountains of Silence, the book is written in third-person present tense, which I think was just a beautiful way to write the story and really made it feel immediate. So if you enjoyed The Book Thief, I would highly recommend checking out The Fountains of Silence or any other book by this author. I think you will really, really enjoy it. My next recommendation is, if you enjoyed Cinder by Marissa Meyer, you might also enjoy A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. So this book follows our main character Harper, who is transported from her home in Washington, D.C. to another world where the prince of this kingdom is under a curse. And she's the only one who can break the curse. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. You probably know where this is going. So the reason that I would recommend this book if you enjoy the Lunar Chronicles is first, both are retellings. They're both retellings of fairy tales, and I think that both of these retellings did a great job in twisting the original fairy tale and making it fun and unique. They're both very much page turners. And I also really enjoyed the romance in both Cinder and also in A Curse So Dark and Lonely. And so if you enjoy fairy tale retellings that have a romance plotline as a major focus in the story, like the Lunar Chronicles, you may also really enjoy A Curse So Dark and Lonely. The next book that I want to recommend comparisons for, I actually have two recommendations for, and that is Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So if you enjoy Six of Crows, you may also enjoy Mistborn: The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. So this is an adult fantasy that follows Vin, who gets involved with a group of people who are trying to take down the Lord Ruler, who is basically an evil chosen one. He was the chosen one and turned evil and is now ruling over the world and has been for 1,000 years. And so these people are trying to take him down. So the reasons that I think that if you enjoy Six of Crows, you may also enjoy Mistborn is that both are darker fantasies. They both have sort of heist plot lines. Obviously, Mistborn's heist plot line is a little bit more large scale than Six of Crows. Both also feature a very interesting, well-developed cast of characters, and both take place in a setting that is a little bit more gritty than some other high fantasy novels. I personally love Mistborn, and I think honestly that it's better than Six of Crows, but I do definitely see similarities between this and Six of Crows, and so if you enjoy Six of Crows, you may want to check this out. This is also a great starting point for Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere series, which is a collection of different series that all take place within the same universe, and it's also a great starting point for adult fantasy, so if you're wanting to get into adult fantasy and you like Six of Crows, you will definitely want to check this out. And my other recommendation is, if you like Six of Crows, you may also like The Illuminae Files by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. So this series starts with Illuminae and follows a girl named Katie and her ex-boyfriend Ezra, whose planet gets attacked by a corporation named Bitech, and they are forced to abandon their planet and are evacuated on these ships. And it's basically, the entire story takes place on these ships as strange things start happening. A virus starts spreading throughout the ships, and the AI that is controlling one of the ships starts to go haywire, and all of that is happening in space, which is a very claustrophobic environment, and so the stakes are very, very tense at times. And these books are all told through a multimedia format, so you'll have emails and instant messages and transcribed video footage, internet articles, and all that sort of stuff. So you're kind of seeing the story through all of these different documents. And so obviously Six of Crows and the Illuminae Files at first glance don't really share a lot of resemblances. Six of Crows is fantasy and the Illuminae Files is sci-fi, and obviously they're told in very different styles as well. But if you look past the major differences between Six of Crows and Illuminae, there are some very interesting similarities as well. And so if you enjoy Six of Crows, I think you would enjoy Illuminae. So I'm going to start with the characters. I feel like the characters in Six of Crows and the characters in the Illuminae Files do bear some similarities to each other. First of all, the characters in the Illuminae Files end up forming a close-knit friend group, similar to how it is in Six of Crows. And a lot of the characters are also very sassy and intelligent, which is also a similarity with Six of Crows. And I think that the characterization in both books really is what makes me think that fans of one might enjoy the other. Apart from that, both also have high stakes plot lines. The Illuminae Files obviously takes place on a spaceship where a lot of things are going very badly wrong, and Six of Crows follows a group of kids who are trying to infiltrate the most secure prison in the world. And so high stakes is a thing in both of the books. Even though there are a lot of differences between Six of Crows and the Illuminae Files, I do feel like if you enjoy one, you may definitely enjoy the other. And my last recommendation is if you enjoyed Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, you may also enjoy Magonia by Maria Devona Headley. So I will never stop recommending this book because I love it so much and I need everyone to read it. So Magonia follows a girl named Azure who is born with this very rare condition and so has a very hard time breathing. And then one day she sees a ship in the sky outside of her classroom window and weird things start happening to her and she ends up finding out about this whole new world that she knew nothing about. So the similarities between it and Strange the Dreamer are, number one, the writing. Both Magonia and Strange the Dreamer have very beautiful writing styles. They are very different writing styles, but both of them are very unique and beautiful. And I loved both the style in Magonia and also the style in Strange the Dreamer. I feel like both are very weird and whimsical, and I really love that about both of these books. I can't really say why without getting into spoilers for both of them, but if you enjoyed the weirdness in Strange the Dreamer, you might really enjoy the weirdness in Magonia as well. And just the feeling of both of these books has a very whimsical, wondrous vibe to them. And so if you enjoyed Strange the Dreamer, I would highly suggest checking out Magonia because I really think you'll love it. So that's all of my recommendations. Have you read any of these books? And if so, what did you think of them? Would you like to see more videos like this in the future? Please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to do more if you guys want me to. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content. I post videos every Monday and Friday. I will see you guys again very soon.